I'm playing with Kevin Garnett, and now he's embraced me. So now I got a future Hall of Famer embracing me. Then I meet a Kardashian. Now I'm on TV. Now I'm with a celebrity.
Right.
Master P's his agent. He has an entourage. He's not taking the game serious. Oh, he wants to do music. He ain't taking the game serious. Oh, he wants to do movies and film. He ain't taking the game serious. Oh, he's a porn star. Oh, he's on drugs. Oh, it goes from not serious to now you doing drugs.
Right.
Now you doing things we don't accept. But you've never had a conversation with me.
Right.
I don't even know y'all who making up the rumors.
What's up, world? It's your boy Big Court of the Holdin Court podcast, man. Here one more again. What's up with you, Rachel Renee?
I'm doing well.
All right, that's my oldest child. For those just listening, just tuning in. What's up with your producer, Ken?
Man, it's a beautiful day. No complaints. No complaints.
That's right. That's right, man. We got a special guest, man. We got a throwback partner of mine, you know, a legend in his own right. Hey, he don't mince his words. He don't pull no punches. he turned up. He Mr. Turned Up himself.
You know.
And y'all already see his face, and they already getting ready in the comments like, oh, we about to fire this up.
I'm ready.
Man, listen, my partner, former NBA star, co-star of Gils Arena podcast with the homie Gilbert Arenas, Rashad McCants.
Appreciate you.
What's up with you, partner?
I'm here for the smoke. I'm here for everything.
Wait, is this only the second player we've had on? Who we had?
He is.
We had Matt Barnes.
We had Matt Barnes and Catino.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We had
Both the
Catino and Matt.
homies, man.
Yeah. You know, so listen, just to give some context and history, man, me and Rashad go back probably about 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 10 years.
In the gym.
And we met, well, our mutual, we met through P.
Yeah.
He was working with P at the time. And was P managing you?
Yeah, he was my manager.
Yeah,
I was trying to transition into music.
Yeah, that's right.
And the
that's
film.
Right. Show us.
He wanted to stay in sports.
That's right. Oh yeah, I remember that.
He said,
I
"No,
remember
man,
that.
you too good. We gotta get you in."
Yeah, he was trying to get you back in the league and get you to, I think, overseas as well, if I recall. Wasn't it?
Yeah, overseas, D-League.
D-League, that's
tried
right.
everything.
It was
man.
a whole little game plan he had mapped out for you.
Yeah.
Real quick, since we talking about that, what was that like? You know, being under P and when you came around us at that time.
Man, it was a dream come true, bro.
Yeah.
Like, people don't be understanding how big P was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 98,
Mm-hmm.
97, 99. You know what I'm saying? The Don, Ghetto Dope,
Mm-hmm.
No Limit, period. And
Yeah.
I'm from North Carolina, so we had the CDs every week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so to get to LA to be out of the league and having to focus on something other than, you know, just solely basketball, wanting to kind of transition, I ended up meeting P through a producer, Keno, I believe.
Keno, shout out to Keno.
Yeah, shout out
who
to
is
Keno.
he's at Motown now.
Oh, he's doing it still.
Oh, he's the vice president.
That's crazy.
He got NBA YoungBoy the deal. Keno doing his thing. Keno the
wow,
my nigga. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I bought beats from Keno.
Yeah, Keno.
And he ended up introducing me to P.
Yeah.
And P ended up, you know, basically saying, let's do this. I'm going to help you just brand yourself. And
Yeah.
he introduced me to so many different things from, you know, charities, philanthropy, how to be an entrepreneur,
Yep.
Looking at businesses to buy, how to, you know, facilitate all those things. But ultimately, first is just being accountable, being responsible for what is in front of you, you know, your family, your friends, dissecting who's in your circle.
Yeah.
Where you stay, you know what I'm saying? Even, you know, the small things.
I remember
like
the
that.
whole thing. I remember even the car you were driving at the time was a discussion.
Yes.
Because you was in a CL 500.
63.
63.
Yeah.
My bad. I mean to disrespect you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the CL 63.
Yeah.
I remember it was white.
Yeah.
It was white. Yeah.
All white.
That bitch was bad.
My cocaine white.
Yeah,
It
that
was
was
my
that-
thing, bro. And
That was a monster.
P said it was more so I got kind of fucked out of a deal with that that car, and
I remember what you was paying for it, but I ain't gonna say.
yeah,
what
it was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I thought I had paid it off.
I remember.
And
It
people
was a
like, you
lot.
got to sit in that back and put me in something else, man. Those days was crazy, bro. I cherish those days to the utmost because I learned so much from all of y'all. Because we ended up working out.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, hey man, ain't no way I ain't gonna have no muscles like that.
Yeah,
I know you getting all the
Yeah.
attention, all this kind of attention I want. You got to show me how to do the push-ups and the sit-ups and all that.
But you already had a solid foundation. I mean, you know, people that don't see you in person. I mean, you're not tall in terms of NBA standards, but you're still a tall dude. But
Right.
your frame is big.
For sure.
Yeah. So
sure.
you know, it looked different in person. You
And
know
that's
what
why
I mean?
we tell them, I'm like, hey, its energy's different in person.
Yeah. I remember that was the thing when we met, and I remember because I don't watch sports, you know what I mean? And I remember P, you know, I remember after we hung out, I said, P, I said, that nigga in the NBA? You know, he was like, yeah, that nigga good. I was like, man, that nigga a thug, bro. Like, that nigga out here, like
For real,
like,
bro.
basketball. Like, man, this nigga be acting like he be wanting to rob and all
Straight
kinds.
up. But that's why I felt like I was no limit, bro. I'm like, bro, put me on the squad. I can rap, I can move, but I'm like Court. Like I want to be the security. You know? I want to move around a little bit. What
He
you
hate
say?
being called security.
No, but I mean, and I get that because it's not what he is.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Nah, he was a rapper. He was on Down South Hustler originally.
But what you look, and I
Yeah.
remember that he let me listen to it. I remember that.
Yeah.
And I remember like having the conversations with him. It was like, that's not what I am.
Yeah.
This is what you look like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And it's like,
exactly.
remember we was at Universal Studios and we ran down and all them guys, they was talking crazy about me in articles and stuff. And he didn't like it.
I do.
And
Yeah.
Court's with, we all together. We just having a good
I
time.
do remember that.
But when they seen him,
I forgot about
we
that.
ran down on
We
him.
showing the did
What's
run
up?
down
Yeah, what
on
y'all
him.
was saying?
We sure did. Yeah. We was on some. I forgot about that.
Bro,
I
that's why
forgot
I was
about
like,
that.
yo, no limit P. But more you.
Yup.
More so you because
Yup.
we had this bond where we could go to the
Yup.
gym and work out, but
Yup.
you made me be more on my tough.
Damn,
I
I
was
forgot
more on
about
that.
that, bro.
Yeah, we
sure
He
ran
be over here
down.
trying to talk all that bullshit about growing up.
I know, right?
Back in the day, it was
We
10
with
years
the
ago.
shit. I forgot. We sure did, bro.
Yeah.
Damn.
See, if you but you never watched sports because he had that persona. I'm a Kings
Yeah.
fan. I'm from Sacramento.
Word, so I played with the
Yeah, I
Kings.
know. 09-ish.
Yes,
like around there.
yes.
So yeah, if you watch sports, you
Yeah.
still knew like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to like Matt Barnes. He's a fighter.
Right.
Yes.
Like,
right.
like you knew certain NBA
Matt's
players.
another thug.
Yeah.
You know certain NBA players like, yeah, he's not the one. Like
Yeah.
he's not the
Yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Like
You know
don't-
what? Speaking of that, real quick, do you think the NBA is softer now than it was like in the 80s with Lambeer and all of them?
You know it is.
I know, but you've been in the league.
Oh,
so.
man.
Well, and you also are newer.
Yeah.
Newer than.
I mean, but I came from the cloth. Like my dad was a Knicks fan,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Oakley and
Oakley, yep.
hardcore.
Yeah.
Charles Smith and them.
Yeah.
And he loved the Pistons,
Mhm.
right? Bad Boys. He was a Georgetown guy, so it's all gritty for him.
Mhm.
And me watching all of that, I came up where he threw me in the fire at 12 years old with the 25-year-olds.
Mm.
So I got pushed around and beat down, but I had to stand my own. By the
Yeah.
time I was 15, I was
Right.
the bully's bully. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I embraced all of that. So when you look at the NBA now, even when I was playing, I had an edge to me that fit into
that
don't
90s.
fuck with me. Yeah, that night,
right.
don't fuck with me. I'm
Right.
gonna hit you when you come through the lane.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the one to take a foul. Every time I checked in the game, I was guarding the top two guard.
Mm-hmm.
And in our era, we had the most talented two guards ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's from Vince, Kobe,
Yep.
Tracy, AI, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen. I can go on and on. So every time I checked in, I bumped them.
Wow.
And Paul
Foul.
Pierce is ready for the action. too.
Ready. And I used
Yeah.
to tell him I got 5 more fouls. I got 5 more fouls.
Yeah.
So give me all you got, bro,
Yeah.
because I ain't playing with you. I'm not
Yeah.
playing with you.
Who do you think? Because me, again, I'm not a super sports dude, but in the 80s growing up, I would watch. To me, the biggest thug and the biggest was Lambeer.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, who do you think is more thuggish than Lambeer?
Rick Mahorn was that they on the same
Mahorn
damn team.
was a bad man, yeah.
The same damn team. Them two. And then an unlikely character is Larry Bird.
Really?
I heard Larry was a monster.
What?
I
Really?
heard
Kevin
Larry was.
McHale used to tell us stories, bro.
Yeah.
What?
Damn.
Bruh, Indiana,
Yeah.
thug, talking crazy.
I knew he had a mouthpiece, but I'm saying Limbeer would you up and stand on it, and then look at you like, okay, get up and act like you want to
Isaiah
do
Thomas and Larry Bird stand on it.
something. Yeah.
They'll fuck you up and stand on it
Yeah.
straight up. It's Isaiah more than anybody.
Mhm. Really?
Yeah.
Because Isaiah seemed like such a nice guy.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah.
What up?
Wow.
What up?
Wow.
Right away. Put them hands up.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did you ever get into any skirmishes in the NBA?
I got into one with Gary Payton.
Okay. I
Please.
heard he was a trash talker too.
Oh yeah,
He's from Oakland,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh my
Come on.
God.
Yeah, I heard he just
GP.
utterly disrespects you.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
But see, I was the dude that thought I was the best trash talker ever.
Mhm.
You know, I could get under your skin. I crossed lines.
Yeah.
That didn't need to be crossed. You know what I'm saying? I crossed line. I was a habitual
Yeah,
line stepper.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
step on that line.
Yeah.
And so when you step on the wrong
Yeah.
line,
Yeah.
you know, you get Gary Payton and I'm guarding him full court.
Yeah.
I started talking some shit to him and he said, "Hold up. What the you say what?" And ended up knocking the ball off his leg out of bounds. And I'm like, "Yeah, get that weak ass out of here." He walked up on me, man, and put his finger in my face, said, "Don't you ever." And he did that. And it
Uh-huh.
was up.
Yeah.
Alonzo Mourning
Yeah.
got right in the middle of us right before I was about to. I'm like, "Okay, GP, this what we on? You
Yeah.
putting your fingers in faces now?"
yeah.
I don't like that. But behind that,
Yeah.
it wasn't nobody else that really got under my skin and made me want to do anything. I think that was the only time.
Yeah.
Just because he got to do that,
Mhm,
and it's
mhm.
GP, so
Yeah.
it was expected. But I was one of those that I let my energy be known.
Yeah.
Like, don't come over here with that. I'm
Right.
coming over here with that.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
What's the big dude from New York who UP used to tussle with?
Oh yeah. What was it? The crazy dude. He passed away.
He was on Charlotte. He was on the Hornets with him, wasn't
You said UP?
he was a big damn. What
Anthony
was his name?
Mason.
Anthony
he?
Mason.
Anthony
Yeah.
Mason
What?
was a
Yeah,
monster.
said he
Him
was a
and Charles
psychopath.
Oakley
Yeah.
was on the same team.
Anthony Mason would let you have it.
Crazy,
Anthony
bro.
Mason.
Anthony Mason was like Ron Artest on steroids.
P had told
Wow.
us a story about Mason because
He was big like you,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
But he had what was he about 6 what?
6'6".
Damn.
Anthony,
And thugged out.
Thugged
Yeah.
out.
Didn't care about nothing.
What?
Yeah, because P told horror stories about him. He was like, "Yeah, man, Andy Mason, he was coming at you and
Yes.
standing on it,
Yes.
on the court and off the court."
On and off the court. Whatever you want. Pick your poison.
Artest.
When
Artest
you-
was the
let me
same.
let me ask you, when you was at UNC, North Carolina, was there any presence of Michael Jordan over there at the time you played there?
Absolutely. He would come back. He came back, I think, twice.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked to us. And what's crazy is the Michael Jordan essence at Carolina is always going to be him being like the Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
He wore number 23, the
Mhm.
whole nine. And when I got there, I was supposed to be and foretold to be the second coming
Mm-hmm.
of the Michael Jordan. I wore number 32. And that's the reason I went to North Carolina. You know, he was held to be the greatest, right?
Mhm.
And I came up, I remember the day like it was yesterday, that it wasn't about being like Michael Jordan. It was like, I want to be better than Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
I want to feel what he feels when kids look up to him. I want
Yeah.
that admiration. And I remember, like I said, I remember like it was yesterday. So every step toward that was chasing him.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd he go? Okay, he go to Carolina. I got to go to Carolina. How much he average? I got to average more than that. I got to do everything more or equal to.
Yeah.
And so when I got to that stage, you know, it was like Mike would come to the practice, talk to us, and then he would immediately challenge us to half court shots.
Really?
Immediately.
How did that work out?
I won.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. I hit it before he did.
Yeah.
And that would let me know I'm on pace.
Yeah.
I'm on pace, because then he would have his camp in Santa Barbara and we would be counselors. And then he was still playing. This is right after the Wizards. He had just retired. Still was playing though. And we were playing full court, and our team beat his team. And boy, he didn't like that.
Really?
He's competitive.
He's the ultimate competitor.
He got
Yeah.
that.
And so I went to North Carolina.
Yeah.
He embraced that because I was the best out of my class and I was doing so well in college. Where that North Carolina nigga at?
Yeah.
Where
You
he
went-
at?
you went-
Bring him over here.
You was in the first round, right? Like,
Oh yeah, 14.
yeah, 14th
yeah.
pick.
I was
Yeah.
supposed to go number 3, but attitude, politics, and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Still, you was the first round.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Did you ever cultivate a personal relationship with Mike, or?
A few times we hung out.
Mhm.
Like I actually can say at some time before everything soured out, Mike liked seeing me.
Mhm.
When he was in the place and I walk in, he would smile.
Yeah.
What's up, young fella? And
Yeah.
that to have Michael Jordan do
Right.
that.
That's
He
real. That's
even
good.
gave me one of his personal cigars one time.
You still
He
got
don't
it.
ever do that.
You still got it.
I actually smoked that bitch that night. I don't know what I was thinking.
Did it smoke different because it came from Michael Jordan?
What? Like
You could taste the championship.
you could touch the championship. You can feel it. And he was like, where am I supposed to put this?
Yeah.
Like he got it out of his little golden
Yeah.
little thing. Like, you can take this one. I'm like, well,
Damn.
guess I got to smoke it. I don't want to smoke. I'm
Damn.
gonna put it up
There's
somewhere.
certain shit you got to do. I'm not even like me and Court. We don't really. I went to Snoop's for the first time, and he had all the weed out, and it's like I don't really smoke, but it's Snoop. Like
got to.
I feel like I gotta smoke.
Like you got to smoke.
Yeah,
it,
like
too.
Just to tell the story.
yeah, because you got to be able to tell your kids. They're like, oh yeah, Snoop Dogg was a thing. It's like yeah, and Dad got high with Snoop Dogg, like real high.
Yeah, when I went down to Snoop's, I got a contact. Like, and I don't smoke or drink. I got a
Yeah,
contact quick.
I did. No, I smoked. I broke all of my
mouth was
commandments.
dry. My mouth was dry. I was down there tripping.
Bro,
Yeah.
Snoop is one of the greatest. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So when
Uncle
you say
Snoop.
it went sour, meaning something happened with?
No,
with-
just North Carolina. My relationship with North Carolina wasn't and hasn't always been the greatest.
okay.
And him being Jesus
Mm-hmm. Oh, I
turned
got you.
me into
for sure.
the
for sure.
Antichrist.
That's
You
that's
know?
right. That's right.
You know?
Yeah.
So even embracing my role in all of this,
Yeah.
there needs to be an alter ego for
Uh-huh.
every scenario. There
Yeah.
needs to be a villain.
Yeah.
And I'll take that role if it keeps me in the conversation.
Yeah.
All right.
I think you've always been okay playing the villain.
Somebody
Almost
gotta
kind
do
of
it.
comfortable in that
Yes,
space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the villain is always theoretically the good guy.
Explain.
Well, look at the Joker, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Joker isn't the guy being the criminal because he likes to be the criminal. He's
Mhm.
fighting for the people who don't have anything.
The
The-
voiceless.
The voiceless,
Yeah.
almost like the Robin Hood, steal from the rich, give to the poor. Then you got Batman, who's the billionaire,
Yeah.
right? During the day. And during the night, you come out here and go try to lock up all the poor people who don't got nothing,
Right.
who's trying to fight for something.
Right.
So I think that when I looked at that element of seeing how all the superheroes are superheroes trying to stop the villains who are fighting for something,
Mm-hmm.
for the people who don't have nothing, or even policies that don't make sense for everybody. It's like I'll embrace that even if it's misunderstood. Because at the end of the day, when everyone is okay with what we've done to fix the problem, you don't have to give me the credit. I'll sit back and I'll say, hey, at least we know that Superman got to change the way he move now. Batman got to change the way he batarang now. Because,
Yeah.
you know,
Would you consider yourself, I don't know what they call it, a malcontent?
I've always been considered that.
Yeah.
And that's the word they use.
That's the word?
Malcontent, man.
Oh, really?
Malcontent. And in articles when I was 17, 18.
Oh, damn.
Yes,
okay, I
bro.
hit it on the nose.
Yes,
I was
bro.
hoping I didn't offend my brother. I was
No.
Okay,
They
let
done
me
use
not.
all the words, man. Bipolar.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Just,
But I've been around you. So you never been like off the rocker crazy or nothing. I mean,
having a different opinion
yeah.
for a lot of people is something that you just can't fathom when you're trying to deal with figuring out what the truth is.
Right.
And when you can bring the truth unfiltered, it rubs people the wrong way a little bit.
So let me ask you, you from a child, right? You knew you wanted to be an athlete and be in the NBA. So once you got in the NBA, you did all this hard work and you got in there. What did you see that made you take that position? That it wasn't all what you thought it would be? That made you want to take that stance and say, you know what, I'm a fight for the people or whatever your reason was.
Oh, that's a great question, bro. Because I can remember that day, KG had just got traded to Boston, Kevin Garnett, and he left me as the leader because the guys that were coming in were younger than me, and he had kind of taught me the reins. But I knew that the management didn't really want to put me in that position because I hadn't earned it yet, and I wasn't really considered a franchise guy. But I knew then they was asking people to do Black History Month PSAs. And not a lot of the guys on our team were pro-Black kind of guys. And I was the only one doing it for like 2 years. And I had tattoos, the neck tattoos and all that, right? So I had already kind of labeled myself as the villain before I knew I was the villain.
And to put context, in this day, in that time, like this wasn't normal and accepted. So it's a different time than now. But go ahead.
Allen Iverson was probably the only other one.
Exactly.
And I think it was Shaq. We were at half court, and me and Shaq, every time we used to play either the Miami Heat or the Phoenix Suns, we would always meet at half court. He'd be like, bet it. Shoot it, bet it. And then he was just like, one day, he's just like, man, how many more tattoos you gonna get? You trying to be Allen Iverson or something? You trying to be the bad guy, huh?
Yeah.
And I thought about it, and I was like, it ain't bad to be the bad guy, is it?
Yeah.
So if Allen Iverson is considered that, then it's the misunderstood part of everyone knowing that he just want to be himself.
Yeah.
Just want to be me. And it was just knowing that people are uncomfortable being themselves in work elements. You know, when you got to answer to somebody and they want you to be this way and be that way, I wanted to be myself. And doing those PSAs let me know everybody didn't want to really embrace the people. And then I was the first one to start the charities for like Salvation Army, all of those group home type kids functions. And I would bring them to the game, free tickets, bought the tickets, gave them a section, and it was my section. Then they would come down half court, I'll take a picture with them. They'd watch me work out on the side, go over there and talk to them for a little bit. And that invigorated me to do more philanthropy. So when I met y'all, you guys set up the foundation, and it was like, oh, I'm all about this, giving back. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that the villain is not a villain to the people.
Yeah.
The villain is only a villain to the threat.
To the system.
Yeah. And you know, when you in that element, you know that the people love you for what you do, and the people who hate you are the people who are benefiting off the people.
Yeah.
They don't want you to break up that tie of control that they have.
But what did you see?
I seen that they
like
didn't
what
want
was specific that you saw once you got on the inside that was like, ooh,
that there's not many of me, that they didn't want me there. It was like being light in a room full of darkness.
Okay.
You know, it was that feeling. Like I remember P used to tell me, when you walk in a room, Shad, you make the strongest and the brightest people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's what I started to see. Every time I came in the room and they knew I was gonna say something, if something was wrong, they would kind of shy away from me. Yeah. Push me out a little bit.
But the killing part about that is you played well. You averaged 15 points a game. You know, you never was involved in any scandal. You didn't drop dirty. You wasn't, for all intents and purposes, you followed the rules.
Yes, I did.
So
Yes, I
even
did.
in that being yourself, like what was it that, I don't know. I think we know the answer, but was it because you just wasn't going out of your way to kiss ass and hobnob and play the game?
Nah, I was considered a prima donna because of the things that, for a guy who hasn't gotten it, I was moving around like I already had it. Because when I played in college, I was considered God in my terms. It wasn't nothing that I couldn't get, have, and none of that. So when I got to the league, I had championship water still on me. You wasn't stopping me. So I'm playing with Kevin Garnett, and now he's embraced me. So now I got a future Hall of Famer embracing me. Then I meet a Kardashian. Now I'm on TV. Now I'm with a celebrity.
Right.
I ain't got my second contract yet.
Right.
They looking at me like, who do you think he is? You know what I'm saying? And even my last year, my coaches and my teammates all gave me that energy. Like jealous, envious. Who he think he is? He think
It's
he
like
can do
people
this.
don't want you to realize your own power.
They don't.
Yeah. So it wasn't necessarily racism, but placeism.
Yes.
Stay in your place.
Absolutely. And people need to understand the difference.
Ooh, I like that.
It's a great term. Great. He killed it. Bars. Bars for real. Because a lot of black people get it mixed up and think because I'm black. No. Know your place.
You know your place.
Know your place. It ain't got nothing to do with you.
You can be here, right? You can be here, but we need you to stand over there.
Yes. Don't stand up here.
Yeah, right.
Cameras up here. Stay down here.
Yeah.
We ain't shining it on you.
Yeah.
So when I'm like I always consider myself like Django.
Mm-hmm.
I came from the
Yeah.
system.
Uh-huh.
And then I had one of those outliers come pick me up out the lineup and said, "Come over here.
Yeah.
Let me teach you how to do this. You gonna help me and I'm gonna help you."
Yeah.
And I came in and I knocked down the doors and I blew up the plantation.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, "Who is that on that nag? Who he think he is? Who he
That
think
one
he
and
is?"
not her, not
that
And there's a lot of Stevens. A lot of Stevens been trying to stop me.
A lot of Stevens,
A lot of Stevens trying to stop me.
We gonna have to burn basketball when this black ass leaves.
For real, bro. It's different out there, man.
Wow. That it's so crazy because from the outside looking in, of course, you know, that's why you can't judge people when you don't know what, you know, they've had to traverse.
Yeah.
You know, you think that, man, just play basketball, just shut up and dribble.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But not understanding all these nuances and undercurrents that you have to navigate. Yeah, because I remember, they was basically trying to make you out to be a basket case. Like
Yes.
you were just incorrigible, you know, and cantankerous and just and I remember being like, not this a thug, but he got sense though. I've been places with you.
Smart.
And I'm like, he go and well spoken.
Yes.
I'm like, we done been places and done all kind of other than the other gangster we did, but other than that, but he understands time and place.
Yes.
So I never understood it.
When they put that label on you, it's hard to kind of erase it and try to change their
Right.
mind of it.
Right.
Because it's almost like I always try to give scenarios of how a rumor can spread
Mm-hmm.
and it's not true, but it gets through.
Exactly.
Right. And once it's through, everyone starts changing the rumor.
Yeah.
It goes from, oh man, he hangs out.
It's that game of telephone.
Perfect example. Master P's his agent, he has an entourage. He's not taking the game serious. Oh, he wants to do music. He ain't taking the game serious. Oh, he wants to do movies and film. He ain't taking the game serious. Oh, he's a porn star. Oh, he's on drugs. Oh, it goes from not serious to now you doing drugs.
Right.
Now you doing things we don't accept. But you've never had a conversation with me.
Right.
I don't even know y'all who making up the rumors.
Right.
But it's always the confusing side trying to figure out, why are y'all hating on me so much? Why am I such a threat to y'all in the whatever establishment you were behind? Why is it that you need to keep me out of it?
Let me ask you. So you were with Chloe?
Right? Yeah.
Chloe, do you think is that Kardashian curse real?
Absolutely.
Oh, for real?
Absolutely.
Damn.
I just got out though.
Okay, you
Good
got
for
out
you.
before it really got its hooks into you.
Yeah. They probably
So
still
what
got
does that
some of my
mean?
hair or something.
What?
You said they probably got some.
So what does that mean? Like from what happens there? I know what is her name? The mother?
Chris.
Right? I understand she's domineering, she's the brains or whatever. But what happens? Give us a glimpse into what is that?
Okay, so they pick you.
Okay.
You get picked, right?
Oh, okay.
You get picked.
Oh,
but in
got
this
drafted again.
but in my scenario though, I was
First round.
I was before her. Not only first round, but first pick.
Oh, okay.
Right? So it was almost like I recruited her or allowed her to come into my clout.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because she had never had anyone
Yeah.
that was of my stature. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Even she told me that they wanted to do a show on us because her fans thought that she was a lesbian. She wasn't ever being seen with no guys. She wasn't as attractive then. You know, she was still getting through her certain phases of baby fat and all that kind, growing into her body.
Yeah.
And so she used that as an opportunity to be seen with a baller, you know. And Courtney wasn't that type of girl. She was more of a rocker, you know what I'm saying? But Kim kept the family up with the Ray J and the Reggie and then off to Kanye.
Right.
So when I became that for Chloe, it allowed it to be a scenario where if you didn't buy into it, they'll create a narrative of why you were wrong for it. So when I got there, I was good for it until I said, nah, this is too much. And I stepped away from it.
Yeah.
Because there was something that happened with her Facebook. This was 2009 when Facebook just got around.
Yeah.
And I put my relationship is complicated with Chloe. It went straight to Media Takeout.
Damn.
Went straight to Us Weekly. It went straight to all the major blogs. So she hit
They
me
got to
up.
do PR management.
She hit me. We were together in the studio in Minnesota. She was like, before we go in, let me talk to you. So did you put this on your Facebook page? And I'm like, yeah. Well, you need to run this by me before you do this because my family and my sisters, my mom, we have to answer to these things. And I said, my mom and my sisters don't have to answer to this.
Right.
You know what? I'm off this shit. I got too many. I got too many ladies. I got too many. I'm not trying to hear this. You feel me? And she tried to reel me back in, but at that point it was too late. So once I pushed out, they created narratives to make me look bad. And they did an episode.
They got a powerful platform.
Oh,
maybe
I didn't know how
most.
powerful. I didn't know how powerful it was.
You had to find out once you was taking aim at you.
They did an episode where Kim faked going into my voicemail and finding out that I cheated on Chloe, which we hadn't even been talking. She didn't even have my number, but I had signed that consent form where they can use your likeness any way they want to, and not even pay me.
Wow.
And that was I'm new to Hollywood. I don't know what's going on. So they got me there. They was able to use that. Next thing you know, I'm a womanizer. I cheated on a Kardashian. So now I'm in the games. Referees is, I'm about to take the ball out. Boy, we seen you on TV last night. Boy, you crazy, man. Why you do that to that girl? I'm like, what? Not getting caught. Then I got benched because, Kevin McHale and the owner, they wives and daughters watch the show.
Damn.
And, it's a trickle down effect.
Wow.
So it gets a lot deeper than what people think. And I was one of the first guinea pigs for it.
For them to master.
Absolutely. And then they got a hold of Lamar, which me and him had the same agent. And Lamar, once I broke up with her, 3 weeks later, Lamar picked her up and was marrying her 6 days after those 3 weeks.
Wow.
My agent told me to dump Chloe because she was going to be bad for my career, but then was in the wedding with Lamar.
Wow.
I fired his ass.
Damn.
As soon as I seen it.
That's crazy.
Then he blackballed me because he had never been fired and he was the #1 agent in the NBA.
Wow.
So my
looking
story's
back
crazy.
on it, would you still have fired him? You think that
yes,
was the right
because he
move
couldn't get me in based on me being blackballed for dating her. Because he was trying to tell me to get rid of her early on.
Yeah.
And for me, I didn't understand how it correlated with me playing. And then once I got rid of her, I seen that the reputation had already faltered where other teams didn't want to pick me up based on what was being said and being seen. Wow. So he was trying to protect me in a way. Yeah. But it became where the point is like, bro, you're not getting me on. I'm not on a team. Like I'm supposed to be on a team. My stats say get me on a team for a 1-year deal.
Right.
But once that didn't happen, I was just fed up. I'm like, bro, you supposed to be the best agent. Yeah. Ain't no way I'm not on no team right now. You fired.
Damn. Did you ever get a chance to play with Kobe?
I didn't.
You did. Okay.
I wish. That was my dying wish.
Yeah.
Like Kobe was my teacher, right? Mentor. And so not to have the opportunity, which I had 2 different workouts, maybe 3, but just the politics. Yeah. One of the major politics was Lamar was on the Lakers and Lamar was married to Chloe. And when I went to work out for the Lakers, the media took a picture of my signature when I went to the facility and posted it on Twitter. And the post said, I don't know how Lamar's going to take this when McCants used to Chloe, his wife.
That's so messy.
That's crazy.
So messy. So it got back to Lamar, which got back to Kobe. And Kobe was supposed to sign off on me being there because his manager assistant was cool with a couple friends of mine. So we was in contact and thinking that Kobe would help me out, put me on the team. And it was like, he was real close with Lamar. Yeah. That wasn't happening.
Damn.
So it infiltrated your whole world.
Everything. Tore it down. Wow. I lost everything. I lost everything.
So do you think that when you say you lost everything, was it just a culmination of things? It was the Kardashian thing. It was the UNC thing. It was just
absolutely.
Wait, so you get drafted 05?
Yep.
05, 09 Timberwolves.
Yep.
And then 09 is Kings.
09 for 2 months, Kings.
Is that the last team you played for?
Yep.
So that was around
was
the
it.
Kardashian time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then never again for the NBA.
Nope.
But not because you weren't putting numbers up.
No, not at all. It was never my talent.
Mhm.
Even now, these conversations would be, was Rashad McCants a problem?
Mhm.
Yes, he was was his talent the talent we need? Yes, he had the talent. We didn't think he was a guy who would do what we needed him to do, or because we said it. He wasn't a guy that was gonna just kiss ass.
So technically, you never really did anything.
No, never, never.
So no one can go to an instance where they say, well, Rashad, he beat so-and-so up, or, he spit on the coach, or,
None of that.
really.
I'm a leader, bro.
Yeah.
I know that together we grow.
Yeah.
I know that. And if we are growing together and it's because of the wisdom and knowledge that I have for the team and the intellect I have for the sport, I'll do whatever it takes. I'll play backseat. I'll push the bus.
Yeah.
I know that we're going to get there because it's us.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody saying otherwise don't know me, don't know that I've won on every level, and I do whatever it takes to win on every level.
I can remember you, always being praised for your IQ of the game. So, on top of the skill.
Yeah.
So that's crazy because you would think that, I don't know, I guess maybe if you're thinking logically and you're not in that world, but if I'm a owner and I have a player who, okay, he may not be friendly, he may not play, almost like Marshawn Lynch.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
He still did his job.
Yes.
Now, of course, he may not do all the pressure and do, all the other stuff, but he's still going to make this franchise valuable by winning for us.
Absolutely.
They couldn't see that and get past that?
Nah, because only the players can see certain personalities that are brought out by other players. So when I'm with my guys, they know I'm funny. I'm hilarious. Right. I'm serious when it's time to be serious. Right. Because I want you to respect me.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'm giving you respect. But when it comes to management, they can only know what they've been told.
Yeah.
They don't want to get down there in the trenches and know who you are, how it's like to be around you.
Yeah.
So if one of the PR people, you might not be in the mood to do PR. Just that one day, just grumpy, no coffee. They take that one encounter.
Use that as
I don't like them.
They're not gonna account for the other 99 days you did it, but that
did
one
everything
day
for
erase
him.
that.
Went out my way to do it.
Yeah.
Like, smiling and signing every autograph and just one day.
Yeah.
And that's why I like teaching these young kids. You got to be on all the time because it's 90% mental, 10% physical. You got to know how to navigate mentally.
Yep.
Play the game, because I never was taught the game. You hear about it. Hey, you got to play the game. You got to play the game. And then that one guy that you're telling that to is not asking you, so what is the game? Because all you're hearing is play the game, young fella, play the game. I'm like, yo, what's the game?
Yeah, define that.
You know the game.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Say it. What is it?
Yeah.
Come on, man. You know the game. You know the game. So what he's saying is you got to kiss some ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to brown nose a little bit. I'm Chuck and Jive.
You know what? Let's
What's that old mystical lyric?
Yeah.
90% of this shit is your business.
Yeah,
10% is your
Shit
talent.
is your talent. But let me tell you,
Remember that?
Let's unpack that for a second, though, Rashad. So let's define, because we know what overt ass kissing is, right? But if you unpack what's ass kissing, what's playing the game, right? So for me, playing the game is like, I guess with me being, I'm almost 50, right? So at this point, at this juncture of my life, I understand that what I'm thinking, I don't always need to say.
Yep.
Right. I don't always need to say what's on my mind. Right. And I don't think that now, maybe 20 years ago, I would have felt like I was giving up something.
Yes.
But I think with maturity, you like, okay, it ain't that important. Who cares? I've dealt with and people that are, could be considered a boring people, right? But if I could benefit from them, now I'm not going to do it to the point where I'm going to compromise myself, but you don't have to like everybody that you deal with, right?
And he's talking about me right on the show right now. He just gave me my flowers.
I know, right? He said you just gave me my flowers.
It's like, and so you don't have to like everybody or even understand everybody that you do business with. So when we say kissing ass when playing the game, is that a form of kissing ass if you don't speak your true feelings about someone and act on them?
That's a good question because it's like if you could just shut up sometimes.
Yeah.
That's that media training.
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, media
No, I'm
training.
saying, but even
yeah.
in real life though, right? It's been I've run into people who I know was I don't like you, I don't like nothing about you, but we meet at this point, and if it's beneficial for us, I can tolerate you. But we don't have a personal relationship for me to be personal with you. It's just business. So now, am I kissing ass? Am I playing the game?
That's just emotional intelligence and finesse and maturity.
Thank you, daughter. That's what I thought it was. But you know,
but I'll give you context. Give you context on something for that. So you can either shut the up, right?
Mhm.
Or in this situation, in college, this is when I knew I was different because the coach Coach Roy Williams came in. It was his first year, and he just came from Kansas. Bunch of white guys that he coached, maybe a couple black guys, but he got in there and we were eating pregame meal. We all wore our suits, but he wanted to reiterate, guys, when you come to these pregame meals, I want you to make sure you're not wearing jeans with holes in them and do-rags, dressed like Snoop Doggy Dogg.
God.
Now remember, this is like
Here we go.
2003 when Snoop was PIMP. So I said, I was confused. I'm like, but coach, Snoop Dogg is a pimp. He wears suits. He has a perm.
Yeah.
And everybody turned around and looked at me.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? Why would you say that? And I was just like, but it's 10 black guys on this team out of 11.
Yeah.
And I know this white kid don't wear no do-rag.
Yeah.
So
Right.
what are you saying
Yeah,
here,
so
coach?
what are you talking- yeah.
Right? Another instance, we're at practice. He can't get our names right. My name's Rashad, Jawad Williams, and Rayshawn Terry. 3 names, kind of similar, but not. He gets mad because he keeps messing our names up. All of a sudden he says, man, why can't I just call you Peter, John, and Billy?
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I could shut up. Nobody can say nothing. We just let coach cook, right?
Yeah.
But it just didn't sit right with me. Coach, listen, my name is Rashad, and I'm going to need you to call me that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you
Yeah,
to
no,
call me
that's right.
Rashad. I'm not no
That's
Peter,
just
John, and
human
Billy.
respect. I mean,
Yes.
you just asking for human respect isn't,
But that's the difference between playing the game. I could have
Yeah.
shut up and not
Yeah.
even entertain. Like
Nah.
everybody else shut
that's
up.
something different.
It
That's
is.
something
And
different.
I
Yeah.
be standing on the
Yeah, that's something
difference. It's a
different.
difference maker because
Yeah.
if I don't let him know in that moment that at least one of us don't feel like
Yeah.
that was something you
mean-
could say.
He'll run all over all
Yeah.
y'all.
I mean, the ultimate example is Cap. Look at Kaepernick.
There you go.
He did when you really break down what he did. He wanted to stand up for something, and he actually consulted. The very first time he took a knee, first time he sat down.
He sat down like 3 times.
Yeah, and then everybody's getting all rowdy, and then he met with that military dude who was like, "We take a knee for our brother who's fallen in battle." So the first time he took a knee, he was next to the military. He was with the military guy. Like,
Yeah.
I want y'all to know I honor you. This is about what's happening to my people.
Yep.
And fuck if he didn't get blackballed from the game
That's
to this day.
crazy.
I was just reading that he was trying to go. There's no reason why he shouldn't have tried out for the Jets after Rodgers got hurt in the first game. He's arguably still better than any of the options that they had out there. But no, he stood on his. And respect to him for doing that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kaepernick. But
And that's what happens.
Would
But
you
if
say your
stand on
career
yours-
is parallel, kind of mirror his?
1,000,000%. Mine is even more dynamic because I don't think he was ready for that. He wasn't expecting what was coming with that.
he had just went to the Super Bowl. He was
wasn't. He was just doing because he had just got a new girlfriend that's pro-black, and it was giving him this incentive to understand, like, fight for
right?
your people, right? But I don't think he was ready to go on the Malcolm X spree. And like,
Yeah.
I'm ready for that. I'm built for that. I'm built for being this superhero villain type. So whatever smoke was coming my way, I've always fought that battle. So when I look at Kaepernick and how he approached that and how everyone kind of left it alone and abandoned it, it's kind of how, what happens when you become a villain.
Right.
It dies out if you don't keep it going.
Yeah.
You got to keep that fight going. I feel like he gave up.
Yeah.
And we still fight the fight that I'm fighting every day. And I'm speaking on podcasts like this, voicing the stories. But if we can further the conversation to some more intelligent meaningful solutions
Right.
to all the things people are fighting for.
Yeah.
Instead of just talking about it,
Exactly.
I think we can see
Do
some
you
results.
consider yourself? Are you still the villain?
I think I'm turning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm turning the tide to be more of the vigilante.
Okay.
Right? You know what I'm saying? The both.
Mm-hmm.
Both sides.
So a hybrid, huh?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I mean, I think that's a better, more comfortable
Mhm.
position for me. Where I'm not getting any praise or criticism for what happens.
Got you.
I'm in the middle.
So now that you're in this media space, recently the situation with you and Pat. So that got pretty heated.
Yeah, it
I
did.
thought you was gonna wear the crown. Why you
I
didn't
was
show up with
gonna
the
bring
crown?
it, man, but I just didn't know. I didn't know what the vibe was gonna be, man.
You know
I thought
me,
about
bruh.
it. I
You
thought
shoulda- I thought you.
just
I
wanted
should
to
have
be
told
me.
you.
I wanted to
told
be.
you to
I
bring
wanted
the
to be me.
crown.
The court no.
Okay.
Because you back then I was barely
Nah,
Sonny
but
Black
yeah,
then, and
but
I
you
turned
know what
into
I'm
King
saying?
Sonny Black. You know what I'm saying? But
Nah,
I
it's
thought
all
about
good.
it. It's in the car.
Yeah,
I thought
you should have
about
brought
it,
the
man.
crown. But what I mean, y'all got pretty heated. You know what I mean? And he was talking about he made you quit or something like that. Like, and all that was real.
Mm-hmm.
All that was real.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So I mean,
Where y'all stand now? I know it was content.
I don't
know
know
it's
him.
not. Oh, you don't know him?
No.
Oh, I thought y'all.
That's
was
why
friends.
it got heated, because he got to the set and he just said what he said, and I had looked at it all like, what is this dude talking about? He made me quit. But that's like, you don't know, saying I smacked the shit out of him and took his chain.
Mm-hmm.
This chain I got on now?
Right. I got you. I got you.
And then you see that you're doing it for clout.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. Why would he specifically, like, why was he?
I have that. We worked out.
Okay.
And we worked out at a time where I was with P.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get back in.
Yeah.
And this was one of those Laker promises where I'm like, I'm gonna work out with them. The Lamar thing had happened, and I knew I was kind of gonna get blackballed, but they was promising me things along the way. Like, all right, look, if you go over there, you get some footage, get some film. You haven't played in 2 years. I've been blackballed for 2 years at this point.
Right.
I ended up working out with him. But in this workout, we're doing little stretching drills and metric drills.
Yeah.
And I did a vertical test, and I came down on the metal bar, and I sprained my ankle. Now I'm trying to finish the workout, but I just couldn't finish. So the GM came over, was like, man, you don't need to finish. Don't even worry about it. You didn't come in here for that.
Yeah.
So Pat, I don't know. This was 2012.
Wow.
2023, you brought this back up, bro.
Yeah.
Talking about you made me quit.
Damn.
Then came on the podcast and proceeded to say, well, if you don't finish a workout, then you quit. I'm like, so I got hurt. I didn't finish the workout. So you're saying I quit. So everybody
quit because of him.
And he said I quit because of him.
That's crazy. I'm curious. What was the energy like once the cameras turned off?
He was out of there. He was out of there.
Oh, okay.
I went to the bathroom. Like, I go to the bathroom after every episode because we sitting there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I had to pee after every episode. I'm the first one in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Got up, went to the bathroom, came out. He was gone. I wasn't even in the bathroom a minute.
Damn.
Gone.
Was you trying to have an off-camera conversation?
I just wanted to say, what's up, bro? What's up? What's up with this energy, bro?
Yeah.
What you mean you made me quit? How could you even say that and stand on that like a man? You don't know me.
Man, that'd be crazy because, it's funny. People were...
Here go the rundown round 2.
Let's go.
I was just going to say, it'd be crazy because people be having a different energy when these cameras come on. And like I tell people all the time, when these cameras go off and you log off social media, you got to live a real life. You have to live a real life. Yeah. I just recently had a situation where, it was somebody called me on the phone about some, trivia. And to be honest with you, I was kind of, remember Eddie Murphy Raw?
Yeah.
And when he said Bill Cosby called it, he's like, I'm offended that you called. I was damn near like that, right? But again, I'm at a different space, so I entertained it. But I'm like, but when I see him in person, or I go out of my way to try to at least
that person has seen you in person, I think.
No, he did.
Yeah.
He did. No, he knew. I made sure he knew that I was where he was because I called him and I texted him and said, I'm here. I'm just trying to get in your face.
Holla at me.
But it's just that energy don't be there, right?
Get some
and
clarity.
It wasn't even on no really no rah-rah. But at least let's talk as men. And look me in my face and let's feel each other and have a conversation,
Are we not men anymore?
Nah, not really, man. A lot of these, they hide behind the social
and that's
media.
what's weirdo
shit weird to
That's
me.
when we ran down on them in Universal.
Yeah.
I'm used to.
Yeah.
You gotta see me at some point,
Exactly.
bro.
I remember
And
that.
my energy
Yeah.
may not look like
Yeah.
it's threatening on camera or on the internet, but when you see me, bro, and I speak to you, and I want to know what's up.
And that's on some. That ain't even on some gangster.
No.
Tough. It's just man. Like,
I just want to know what's up.
And sometimes it's a conversation. It's like, damn, don't nobody want to do nothing your scary ass. Let's just
relax, bro.
Yeah.
But they see the muscles and they be like, man, you relax, man. It's like, what you mean relax?
I'm like, damn, you was popping your on social media. I mean, at least half-ass pop it now in front of me, but I don't know, bro. It's weird.
We went from studio gangsters to podcast gangsters.
Podcast
gangsters.
gangsters.
It's a lot of them. It's just social media gangsters. Like, nobody want to be real. And and this is why I tell people all the time, and because you're in the media space as well, I'm not gonna say anything on a platform that I'm not gonna go out of my way to say to someone twice to their face.
Come on, man.
So I mind my business, right? I ain't gonna get on here and gaslight and call this. If I call you a bitch on this podcast, then trust me, when I see you, I'm gonna say the same thing.
It might be a little
even
bit
if
more
I
harsher.
see you walking away and you don't see me, I'm gonna say, hey, Dad, make sure, because then I'm gonna feel like some kind of hoe if I don't.
Because I don't hold up my end
Right.
of the bargain.
You know what I mean? So that's why prevention is the best cure. I just try to keep my nose clean and stay out the way. But, so I'm shocked that he didn't at least want to stay and say, hey, bro, let me tell you why I said what I said.
Not only did he not do that, bro, but he took it a step further.
Mm-hmm.
He went and got in the car and ordered a crown.
Really?
Ordered a crown. And in 24 hours, 24 hours passed, he did a podcast talking about, man, I got a Dolce Gabbana crown, man, with the diamonds, and he putting it on his head. And I'm like, bro, first of all, I'm the only wearing a crown out here.
Yeah.
So I'm flattered that I can inspire you
Yeah.
to try to step into your real manhood and your sovereignty of what it is to be a king. I'm
That
proud.
sound crazy,
But
bro.
the fact that you think you trolling because you was on our show and we went at it, and I let you off light just because I don't have to defend myself with my talent against yours.
You
my
say you
resume
let him
against yours.
off light in what respect?
Just the fact that I didn't really go in about how his his career,
oh, okay,
just him.
I was
his,
about to say you turned
level.
up on him.
I didn't though.
Yeah, to me you did.
I
thought you was finna get up actually.
No, because it was more of just trying to figure out, man, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What you talking about? You wasn't even he didn't understand that he was a rookie or wherever he was coming in. I'm already going into it would be my 6th year. You ain't even played in the NBA yet.
Right.
I'm a vet in this scenario.
Yeah, scenario, yeah.
So for you to say that you're saying because you're playing now, and I'm retired, is insulting. You're not putting respect on who I am and my name. And that's where it was getting upset. Then he says, how's that treating you? How's that treating you? How did that work for you? Him playing and making money that he made in the NBA out trumps what I've been through to be on this podcast talking to you now. You came on our podcast to get clout. What you mean? How did it work out for me?
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't making 10, 12, 30 million. No, I don't need that.
Right.
Not to be that you want to be.
That part.
And I told him, I'll you right now.
Yeah,
we can go play right now. I will murder you, boy.
Yeah.
39.
Yeah.
Still got it.
You think you could take him one-on-one?
I know. He's a little boy.
Yeah.
That's Hulk against Ant-Man.
Because Pat a good hacking fouling, ain't he?
He ain't strong enough.
Okay.
You ain't even, I'm too much. Yeah. Too much sauce over
You still play?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's why it bothered me, because it's bro, right now.
Yeah.
What happened in 2012?
Hey, you know what? It's like when content creators get into it, right? People on the internet, they usually have celebrity boxing matches, and y'all need to have a celebrity one-on-one for some money.
No way.
You don't want to do it?
Bro, I was told never to use these hands.
No. I'm saying one-on-one
basketball.
game.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about boxing.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I mean, put some money up and we go to 12.
Even that. It would be embarrassing.
Yeah.
When I played, I was one of them ones that considered like one-on-one players. It was
Mhm.
Kobe, Paul Pierce, T-Mac, and like me.
Mhm.
Footwork, all of that. And not a lot of people are going to be like, oh, that's accurate because they don't know.
Mhm.
But when I lined up against guys one-on-one, I walked in the gyms and we played, and I was different. I was
Mhm.
definitely different. So I put that on anything. And I've already beat a certain amount of good players one-on-one, and I'm
Yeah.
not going to say.
Oh,
So,
you know, I was finna ask you, yeah.
yeah,
You don't want to say who?
I mean,
You said you came with the smoke.
you
know what I
know,
mean?
Paul George was one of my guys that
Okay.
one-on-one.
PG.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if PG is considered one of them ones,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can say if I can beat him,
Yeah.
who's next?
That's right.
You know what
Paul
I'm
George
saying?
is
And
one of them ones.
that's when I was in rare form.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's my little bro. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't know. He had no idea.
Yeah.
Until it was over.
Yeah.
He from out here too, Antelope Valley, right?
Yeah,
AB.
yeah. That's my
Yeah.
like I said, it's my young fella,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he's the OG now.
Right.
Two young fellas.
Right.
And they don't understand that PG got to put respect on my name. And
Yeah.
a lot of other guys, you know what I'm saying, got to put respect on my name. But it's not about tooting horns or, you know, saying too much, because I let
Yeah,
my
for
game
sure.
speak for myself. But now I can't go back and play in the NBA and
Yeah.
prove anything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That window's gone.
Let me ask you this: so you played in the Big Three, Ice Cube's Big Three for a couple years, and you played with Catino, who's been on the show. How did you like the Big Three?
The Big Three was definitely needed. It was dope. Ice Cube, shout out to Cube. He put on a great show for not only the former players and the former Hall of Famers, but for the fans that wanted to see them.
Yeah.
You know, opportunity for merchandise, memorabilia, getting autographs signed. I know I got George Gervin and Clyde Drexler and Gary Payton and all those guys autographs, and just to be able to resurface. You know, a lot of guys, when you get out of the league, you don't really have another leg to stand on, because we gave it all we got into this particular industry. So Ice Cube opened up another avenue for us, not only to make some money, but to be seen on a national stage, to go around the country and, travel like an NBA team again. We got that feeling again.
Yeah.
And that was important for a lot of us, so we can close the book. Because I got to close the book and say, you know what? Let me show y'all I can still hoop.
Yeah.
And I was still hooping on one leg, torn meniscus and all kind of shit.
Yeah.
But I was number one pick. We went undefeated. We won the championship. And I hit the game winner and got the MVP. So for my storybook ending, it was beautiful, because I was able to say, hey, not only do I still got it, but I'm still a winner.
That's right.
I didn't come out here to lose at all. I came out here to win every game. So that was the one opportunity I can really say Ice Cube helped and facilitated.
Nice.
Did you ever think about, before everything happened, did you ever think about life after ball in real time, or was it after?
All the time. That's what, when I got with Court and P, my life after basketball was music, because music was my first love. And then film. Film was my second love. I wanted to be like Will Smith, Denzel, and I wanted to be like Tupac. And like, these were my guys that I like wanted to follow. Basketball was something I was just really, really good at. It came easy to me. So once I got to Hollywood, it was try to find an acting coach. I think it was Kevin Spicer, and get in the studio as much as I can. And when I was in the league, I was in the studio. Every city I was in, wherever I was in, I'm always in the studio making music. So it was trying to find that avenue of where I can get into the industry. And P was ultimately my good luck charm for that, because I lucked up and got with him. And this was like, I'm with Master P, 85 million sold.
Yeah.
Are we serious right now?
Yeah.
Who's better to get in the game with at this time, right? So life at the basketball at that point was what I was thinking about in the entertainment industry. But that didn't go well. I went into tech, which allowed me to be a graphic designer, editor, director,
Are
producer.
you in tech for real?
Oh, for sure. Metaverses, all that.
What?
Nice.
Yeah. I try to keep myself busy.
Yeah.
When you go broke now, there's a lot of things you
start figuring out.
You got to figure out.
But the one
some
thing
shit.
that about you though that people may not know is you are very intelligent. People don't know that part. You're
I
very
appreciate
high
that,
IQ,
man.
very
I appreciate
intelligent.
that.
So he ain't no dummy just because he thugged out and
hell nah.
play ball.
Hold on though, he said music is his first love, so we got to do a top 5.
Oh
We
yeah.
we do a top 5 with
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah. Let's do a quick top 5. Give me the top 5.
Dead or
Pac,
alive.
Pac is number 1.
Okay.
Pac is number 1.
I'm always curious.
I just refurbished my top 5, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Nas number 2.
Okay.
Kanye number 3.
Oh,
Ooh.
well, that's the first time. I think
Everybody wants to go back in the day.
That's
I
the first
understand
time
it.
that we heard Kanye in the
Everybody
top
wants to
5.
say Nas, Jay, Biggie, all that, but I'm gonna say Pac, Nas,
Kanye.
They're gonna kill me for this, man. Lil Wayne's my 4.
That's solid.
Jay-Z's my 5.
Okay. That's
You
solid.
can't throw Jay out. I know everybody's strong 5 is the major major 5.
Yeah.
But to me, I dissect body of work, I dissect longevity, I dissect impact of community, society, lyrics, content, substance.
All right, hold on, wait.
All of those things.
There might only be 5 top 5 NBA rappers. Well, we got Shaq, Kobe,
I don't even know if it is 5.
no, Artest. Didn't
it's
Artest?
fine.
My homeboy
Because
did
y'all
it.
talking about the ones from
I'm
2000s.
talking about for real. though.
Artest
I'm
was
talking about
doing
the
Dame
really put
Lillard is
records
number
out.
one.
Lillard.
Dame
Lillard had a song with Mozzie,
Okay.
didn't he?
Lillard got a song with a lot of people. Wayne.
All right, top 5 NBA rappers,
I'm gonna go.
or just dudes that rapped that you rapped with, because they might not even.
Dame, Shaq. Ooh, man. PG can rap, but he ain't got nothing out.
Okay.
Okay,
He's
put him in there. 3.
3. PG's on my 3. I don't want to be cliche and say AI, because Chuck wouldn't really consider that like a real thing, him rapping back then. So I'm gonna say myself,
Okay.
Okay.
4, and damn, throw Kobe in there for shits and giggles.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Let me ask you something random, and this just randomly came to my mind, and so you're from North Carolina, Charlotte, but you were born outside of
Asheville,
Asheville. How far is that from Charlotte?
2 hours.
Okay. Are you and the baby Ken? Because y'all look like y'all could be
Baby
cousins.
Ken?
Brother. The baby.
Oh, the baby.
Y'all look like y'all could be cousins or something like
Why I
that.
be hearing that all the time though?
Yeah, I just noticed it. I'm like, damn, this nigga look like somebody.
He
Who
got a
is it
whole
that he
Baby's
look like?
shorter though, isn't he? Isn't he
He's
like-
way shorter,
He
but
got a
still,
whole
just-
mouthful of teeth and all
but
that.
y'all look like y'all could be.
I don't know, it might be cousins or something, man. Hey, as long as it's keeping me in this conversation,
Hey, you know
man,
what I mean?
I'm not mad at it. I heard a couple
Yeah,
chicks done said it for sure.
Yeah. So, man, what you got cracking now? What you got popping now new?
Oh man, right now, I just finished my second book called Bum to Billionaire. It's on Amazon right now.
Nice.
It's a philosophy
Mhm.
survival guidebook of pretty much during the COVID situation, I was able to go back and say, you know what, let me give my peace of mind to the future generations of what it is to be a bum and what it is to be a billionaire in the non-traditional sense of the terminology, right? Everybody thinks bum means, you know,
Right.
homeless man on the
Destitute,
street,
yeah,
right? And
yeah.
then billionaire is, oh, man with all this money, but it's, to me, it's mentality,
That's right.
responsibility, accountability, what you're willing to go through the fire to get, right? And I kind of go through explaining the bum mentality.
I know rich with bum mentality.
And that I explain that too.
Yeah.
Rich motherfuckers with bum.
Yep.
You rich, but you still a bum.
And I know bums with
That don't have the
opposite.
opportunity.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
right.
And I talk about that. I had a book back in 2017 called Plantation Education. That's out on Amazon as well. I just finished another book maybe a week ago called The Light with Love. It's going to be something that can be turned into a TV show. I'm really proud of that. And I also just started a foundation called the Mindset Foundation,
Nice.
which is a mental health charity that focuses on athletes, entertainers, adults, senior citizens, on how, you know, to help provide some assistance with mental health as far as having someone there, support systems, emotional support systems, but also consultings, mentors for the athletes, things that can help you in the future, opportunities, building your business, knowing where to go with it, just having a place where you can go and get some advice and some help and anything you need.
That's dope. That's dope. Well, man, listen, I'm gonna wrap it up. I ain't gonna keep you because we got to keep it pushing. But man, I appreciate you, my brother. I want you to come back. Will you come back?
What?
Okay, because
you know how hot, you know how hot you is right now.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I heard the breakdown back here, and I said,
I
100K.
Because this the thing, bro.
Iced tea.
It's a lot of that we did. Like I wanted to talk about when we went to Tootsie's and you know what I mean? Yeah, I want to talk about some shit, just our experiences in Miami and some of that other shit. So man, you promise you come back.
100%.
All right, bro.
100%, bro.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you for coming, man. That's my brother, Rashad McCants,
No doubt,
brother.
Bro.
Holdin Court Podcast, Big Court, Rachel, Renee.
Yeah.
Producer Ken, man.
Yeah, Renee.
Hey,
appreciate y'all.
we got to come back.
I'm in.
All right, we out.
Yes, sir.